All right, I can sing Eskimo, I guess. I can sing Eskimo. Anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I once spoke to a meter maid. She said she liked the work but not the pay. Riding tickets while you run away, afraid. I said hey to a polar bear. He said he liked it here but not over there. That's what it's like inside a dragon's lair. The ice is fading back. It's like teaching architecture to an Eskimo. You can show him everything you know. You're still gonna build it out of snow. I'm gonna take my long division down to Mexico, where I can divide all night. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I love you too. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's a new song off our new record called Eskimo. You know what's cool? I don't know if you guys knew this, but they played a Loud and Swing song in Supernatural. Did I tell you? Did you know that? Well, if you didn't, Slice Girls? Yeah. There's like a scene at the beginning of Slice Girls where Dean is in the bar talking to this girl and they're playing this song Worlds Collide in the bar. It was really cool for us. And for me it was wow. It's like, you know, kind of a merging of all the worlds. It's also fun watching that show, but then like you have to shut your eyes and listen to this music that's on. Because I got caught up in the Slice Girls. That's crazy. And I totally missed that the song was playing. I had to rewind and be like, oh yeah, right, the song. So I was like, what is going on? That was crazy. And then they're in bed together, and then someone's getting killed, and I was like, oh my God, what's happened? Truck leaves and everything falls apart. Hi.
Hi. I have two questions.
Okay.
The first one is, I remember one photo about you and Mark Pellegrino that has lived together, I think after show something. And I would like to ask you if you remember the moment, if you know that picture.
Me and Mark Pellegrino?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You were just sleeping. I think.
Sleeping?
Yeah.
Is there someone else in the picture?
No, just you two.
Are we holding each other?
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no.
Who took the picture? No, I don't.
What would be amazing?
Well, I know that Mark and I did a convention in England, like one of Wayne's convention, and we took a lot of goofy pictures with people. Are we sitting?
No, you're just lying. I think it's after some scene. I think you're doing the set.
Because we've never acted together.
Yeah, that's strange.
It is strange. I gotta talk to Mark about letting those pictures out. Busted. No, we did a convention together in England like a couple years ago, and took a lot of goofy pictures. But they were with fans.
Maybe it's from that convention.
I think it probably was from that convention. Because we have there are a lot of goofy pictures I see from that convention. It could have. I bet it was one of those. Because I remember they sat us in chairs, we were standing or whatever, and there were no fans. They were just like do goofy stuff. So that was probably what it was from.
That's fine that I make you know about that picture.
I know, right? I know. It's freaky for me too. Remember when you were in bed with Mark Pellegrino? I drank a lot of wine last night. But I didn't think it was that much. Yeah, that's probably what that was from.
And the last one, it's not really a question because this is gonna be my first and my last convention. So I'm gonna ask you if it doesn't embarrass you, if I can hug you.
Oh.
Because you're so cute. So.
Yeah, of course. Why is it your last?
Hi. I don't have a question, but there is my
friend that are outside because she's another pass and she can come here. And she asked me to say that she loves you and she want to marry you. So I do my job. Okay?
Awesome. Tell her I love her too. And thank you. So I guess we're engaged now. That's cool. I got engaged. I slept with Mark Pellegrino.
What your wife says when you get home.
It's been one of the best Q&As I've ever had. It is. The same for you. Hi.
Hi, I just have two questions for you. The first one is, can we have a hug? Because for this time we have a good excuse. That's my sister's birthday. She's turning 18.
Oh, awesome.
Like 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
And can you sing Happy Birthday for her?
Yeah, what's your name?
Mine?
Or hers that it's her birthday.
Marisia.
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 Marissa.
Yeah,
Marisia. Marussia. Marussia. I got it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marussia. Happy birthday to you. Thanks. This is the best panel I've ever had. Hi.
Hi. Sorry. I don't have a question, but I have a request. Last night, your American fan, Carla, you remember?
Uh-huh.
Asked me to give to
That's okay.
give you a hug. May I?
Of course.
Hugs for everyone.
You're welcome.
But Cohen is here.
Yeah. You're like, you know what? Everybody's like, you know, Carla said to give me a hug too. Yeah, now you got to figure out how to get that to Carla. Yeah, it's okay. We can just keep our hug between us. Okay. Hi.
Hi Rob.
Hi.
I wanted to thank you for reminding me about your song Supernatural because I was absolutely psyched when it came on when Dean was in the bar because I heard it straight away. I was like, oh my god, it's Lance Wayne!
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, I was wondering, did they ask you first if they could play the song or did they just use it and then contact you later?
No, the way it works, that would have been cool. But no, the way it works is they call you. One of the producers of the show was at a Loud and Swain show, one of our shows, and got the CD. And then his office called me a few weeks later and they're like, we want to use a song in the show, we want to use Worlds Collide, it's in this episode. And we were like, yeah, of course, you know. And so yeah, that's how it works. So they called us and asked permission to use the song and the, you know, the credits and all that stuff. So yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you didn't have any input as to where it would go? 'Cause
No.
I thought it was quite clever because it was about worlds colliding and Dean and a monster were
Colliding. Totally. Me too. I was like, oh, it makes sense. It's brilliant. Yeah, no, I didn't. That was all the producer's choice.
Awesome.
Cool, right?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
This is I'm a translator, sorry. I'm always the same asking you questions. This is a question from her. And she wants to know if it was very challenging to play the role in Touch, and if you actually met the kid, and how did you, relate to him and to his role?
The kid?
Yes.
Yeah, she was asking about the show called Touch that I was on. that just aired recently. It's a cool show. What's that? Oh, they show it here too. Oh, cool. So you know. Yeah, so it was a challenging role because I'm playing this homeless guy who used to be a brilliant numbers guy, accountant, and he's kind of lost his mind. But you have to sort of find the reality in that, saying things that don't make sense, and mumbling, and you know. So that's always a challenge to do, but there was something about the character that I really felt connected to. I was laughing at the idea that I walked into the audition, and they were like, homeless guy, got it, done. That's totally, you totally look homeless. It's the beard. Yeah, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience playing that and getting into the mind of someone who, you know, used to have it and he kind of lost it. And I just went back and did another episode. I'm going to be in the season finale, which was really cool. And I hadn't met the kid until then. So I went back and I have a scene with the kid, and he's awesome. He's like 12 years old, really smart, really sweet, talks a lot. But in the show, you know, he doesn't talk. So, pretty wild. And they were saying that we kind of looked alike because my hair was longer, so I had really curly hair. And so they took a picture of us together. I have a picture of us together. It looks like a before and after. It's like, yeah, it's like this is what happens. This is what could happen. Because I'm all dirty. That was another thing about that role. You talk about like Buffy and makeup. In that, they put dirt on my teeth. There's this special makeup to make your teeth look dirty. And dirt in my fingernails and all in my hair. It was awful. It's hard to, and you forget it's on your teeth, and then you're like talking to someone, you're like, yeah, so anyway, I don't know. You're like, oh, wow. But, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, Sam and Dean don't know your book, so if you could write an episode of your return, how would you explain it to them what that is?
Sam and Dean don't know that I'm God.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it would be cool. She's saying Sam and Dean don't know that I'm God. So if I have an episode where I return, how would I like that to happen?
Yes.
I think it'd be really interesting to play Chuck again as Chuck, now that he knows that he is. But maybe he has to cover because they can't know that he is because it would, you know, he has to sort of be in hiding, have that in hiding, right? So he's got the white shirt underneath the robe. You know, he'd have to be covering it up. So I think it'd be interesting to have him sort of playing Chuck, but really he's God, you know? And so he's got to keep that from the boys. You know, maybe he keeps showing up at random places that they're like, Chuck? What are you doing here, Chuck? And I could be like, oh yeah, you know, I just had to pick up this book. And, you know, I don't know. But that's the thing, that was why Kripke was like, it's going to be hard to write you back in. I think the other way to do it would be if, you know, I don't know, either you go back in time or maybe Chuck, I don't know, maybe God stays up and he sends Chuck's body back. You know what I mean? Because I think one of the fun things about Chuck is him not knowing, him going, what? Wait, what? You know, I didn't ask for this. So, yeah, maybe it would be nice if he just comes back and he doesn't know. But yeah, I don't know, I think that would be a fun way to play it, is knowing that he's God but keeping it from the boys. That would be fun hijinks. Yeah, I think it's, you know, that's why they're writers, and I hope that they figure it out, because I'd love to come back.
So, the standard question is from him. Okay, he wants to know what kind of role would you like to be cast in if you could choose like the genre of the movie and what else, or a series maybe, I don't know.
You know, one thing I haven't done a lot of is horror movies, and I think it would be really fun to be in a horror movie. I did one really bad horror movie, but it's a little more of a like torture movie where they like tie me down and do all these awful things to me. What's that?
You said it wasn't with Mark Pellegrino?
It wasn't with Mark Pellegrino. That was a different thing. Yeah, no, it's I love you guys. They torture me for 2 hours, and you're like, woo! But I think it would be fun either to be the killer or to be the screamer. I think it'd be really fun to be like, you know. I don't like horror movies really freak me out, but it would be fun to be in one. But that's not normally, again, if I'm in one, I'm going to be cast in one, I'm probably not going to be the killer. Unless it's like the unlikely killer. Or the accidental killer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. That's my slasher film. It's called I'm Sorry I Didn't Mean To. It's called Who Left This Knife on the Counter? You walked into my knife.
Hi.
Hi.
So I wanted to ask you if you could hug me, but that wasn't very original. I still want to hug though.
Okay.
So I was wondering, when you were a child, who was your hero?
That's a good question. My grandma. I had a really good relationship with my grandma, my mom's mom. My childhood was funky. I was like the youngest of four, so the youngest of four children, like, I was on my own a lot, like, you know, in a good way. Like, that's where I came up with my imagination and everything. It was just like playing by myself, you know. And my parents had some problems, my dad split, and my grandma was there for me. She was really there for me. She was always my biggest fan, too. And I've got this great picture. The first play I ever did was in a university, but I was a kid. I was like 10 years old. And the lead in the play is a kid, so they needed a real boy, and I got cast. It was awesome. And that was like the moment for me where I was like, this is what I want to do. And I got a great picture of me after the show, and people are like walking up and saying congratulations or whatever. My grandma, she was really little too, so her and I are like the same height. That's where I get my height from. They called her Pidge, short for pigeon, because they always said she was little like a pigeon. So anyway, the picture is her right next to me, just like gleaming, you know, and people saying congratulations. She's so proud, and I miss her a lot. Yeah, that's what I'd say. You want that hug? Yeah. You almost kind of made out. I never know with the European kiss. Both sides. Where do I go? Which side do I do first? And then I'm always, yeah. And I've been like this close to full-on kissing a couple times. Let's just go for it. Let's just do this. Hi.
I want to know what you think about the book covers of the supernatural books that Chuck wrote.
What?
Book covers.
Oh, the book covers are hilarious. They're so funny. Oh my god. There's one that's Fabio. It's actually Fabio. That's what you're talking about, right? The shirtless guys with the long hair.
Yeah.
So funny. And I signed one today, or someone had a picture of one that I hadn't even seen. It was like two shirtless guys with like long flowy hair, and when they're always like one's looking this way, and the other one's looking the other way, and they're like stacked, you know. It's so awesome. It's so right on. I love again, like the whole character of Chuck was like I really think a really great creation that they came up with, you know. And this idea that the books that he writes, you know, are these pulp, you know, sappy books, and he's the self-loathing writer. He's like, this is awful, you know. And then the idea that he then meets the guys, and then slowly over the course of the episodes, like he grows to love the guys, you know. I just love that. I love it. But yeah, they're so cheesy and awesome. And the cars in the background, like where are they? Like in the desert. It's hot. It's just so hot. I had to take my shirt off. and never any chest hair. Never any chest hair. Completely shaved. Hi again.
Hi again. Please say I love you in Korea.
Okay, how do you say it?
사랑해요.
사랑해?
Yeah.
사랑해.
My name is Suhyang.
수항. 사랑해, 수항.
Thank you.
Really got up in there, Suraj. Really had a moment. Hi.
So I was wondering, what was your best and worst gig you had as an actor?
Well, probably one of the worst. I can a couple worst. I mean, that horror movie I was talking about wasn't the best experience. Just because it's not, you know, it's on paper, you're like, oh, cool, and I'm going to be tortured, and that's going to be fun to act. But then in reality, I'm like, my shirt's off, I've got blood and fake staples in my chest, and they cut my finger off, and you're like that for hours, where it's like, are we rolling? Please, make it stop. And also, one time I had to do, like early on, like right at the beginning of Felicity, I did this short, and it was a mock movie. You remember the movie Pi? Pi, it's this kind of weird Darren Aronofsky movie. And someone did a mock on Pi called American Pie, like the pie, right? So it was a really weird little thing. And anyway, the American Pie part of the movie, I had to like get on a table and like almost fake have sex with a turkey. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. It was like supposed to be like the pie part of American Pie, but it was like with a turkey. It was so dumb. And it was one of those moments where you're like, I went to theater school. My grandma Pidge would not be happy about this. This is not what I signed up for. And thank God it never really did anything. It was like early in the internet era, so it really didn't, you know, don't look for it. It's not out there. Having sex with a turkey. It's not on my resume. There have been a lot of best moments. I mean, getting to work with actors that I really like, that are much better than me or older than me and can teach me something is always, like I had a really small part in this Russell Crowe movie, but that was a really cool experience to just work with Russell Crowe and see how he operated on a set, you know. Definitely shows like Supernatural and Felicity, Alias, like those are like high points just because they were really cool. Threshold, this show called Threshold, I did that, was really fun. So yeah, I don't know, it's like this. If I look back at the graph, it's like this. But yeah, my Russell Crowe story is that he was like, first of all he comes in and he's like, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to be here, and then you're going to walk here, and I'm going to say this, and then I want Rob here to say this to me, and I'm going to say this back to Rob. And because he had made, for some reason we were right next to each other, so he came up to my trailer and introduced himself, and I was like, hey, he's like, hey, I'm Russ, and I was like, I've got such a small part in your movie, I don't know why you're being so nice to me. And he just took me under his wing, he just, you know. So anyway, he comes in, the director basically stands aside while Russell says, this is what's happening. I'm Russell Crowe, goddammit. And anyway, so afterwards, he's like, is that okay? And the director was like, yeah, that's fine. And then he says to me, you can thank me later. I was like, okay, Russell Crowe.
The kiss in Europe, it depends on the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So not everybody does two sides?
In Belgium it's 1, in France it can go from 1 to 4.
Wow! 4! It's like a new record. Awesome. Okay, so maybe I've been two kissing people that are just used to the one kiss. Alright, I apologize if I over-kissed anybody.
We don't mind.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Alright. Hi. Free hugs.
Free hugs. You just dropped it.
Thanks. Yeah. Free hugs. That's funny. Oh, this is the last one? Okay. Last what? Oh, last hug. Oh. Well, come see me later. I'll be in Mark Pellegrino's room. Yeah, weird odd jobs. Yeah, the oddest job I ever had was, I mean, it's not really that odd, it was just kind of boring and, you know, I was like a courier. I delivered packages to people. Like I delivered packages in my car, so I was like a messenger basically. But it was awful because you didn't get paid if the package wasn't in your car. So you would be on one side of town, Santa Monica say, and then they say you have to pick up this package in Pasadena, which is like an hour away, so you drive in for free in your car that's falling apart, you don't have any money as it is, and then you get the package, you gotta take it all the way. Oh, it was awful. And you had to wear a uniform, and oh, I just hated it so much. And the other thing is you're delivering packages to people that are in the movie business, and you want to be an actor. I was way early, I hadn't worked or anything. So you're going, hey, here's that script you wanted, and I'm an actor, but I don't normally dress like this, and I'm just going to go back to my car. And it's kind of. But then I started waiting tables, which really is like, that's the job you want as an out-of-work actor. And I was a really good waiter, and made a movie about it later. That's where that came in handy. In that movie called Waiting, I was like carrying plates in a scene, and they're like, you don't have to carry 3 plates. I'm like, I know, but I can. Check it out. So yeah, sure. Hi.
Hi. You are adorable. Just this.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You're adorable. Thank you. I love you guys. You guys are awesome.
We love you.
Love you too.
You're so sweet.
Thank you. Do you have time for one more? Yeah.
In all the characters that you acted, there is one in particular that you like most.
More than others?
Yeah.
Well, Chuck. Kind of true. It doesn't get much better than Chuck. Not so much the guy in American Pie. Chuck. Because I get to meet all you guys. I love you. I'll see you later.